Hey guys, it's Monday morning's devotion. I hope you're in for a fantastic week. Listen, we've been talking about David. We spoke about some of his ups and downs and some of his failures, many of his successes. But we spoke on Friday about the fact that David was not just a man of war, he was also a man of worship, intense worship. Wrote beautiful worship songs, sang beautiful worship music. His heart was so good towards God. It was reflected in his worship. But let me add to something to that. In chapter 7 of the book of 2 Samuel, we see another aspect of David's nature. David was a man of war, he was a man of worship, but he was also a man of incredible good intention. Now, good intentions are good, and you've often heard me say they may not be good enough, but a good intention is a great thing. God loves people with good intentions. Even though they may never get to do what they wanted to do, even though they may never live out the intent, their heart was crying out for a better world and for a better kingdom and for a better place. And God loves that. Even though you may not get to do it, the God that we have is a God who judges your intentions sometimes more than he judges your actions. 2 Samuel chapter 7 is a story of that. David had taken the ark to Jerusalem. Go and read it. It's beautiful. Great celebration, lots of worship, lots of noise. It was a great occasion. And then as he gets to Jerusalem, he has a word from the Lord through the prophet Nathan. And Nathan says something to David that actually shook David, but it shook him in the right way. Nathan came to David and he said, David, God loves your intention, because David was now about planning a temple to put the Ark of the Covenant in. And God came to David, he said, David, you're a man of war. There's a lot of blood on your hands. And I have decided that I have left the building of the temple of God, where you will house the Ark of the Covenant, for your son. And David was probably deeply disappointed in a way, but you would never know that. He said, Lord, if that is your plan, then I would love to be a part of that plan. And so we read how David got all the stuff, got all the wood and the stone and everything for his son Solomon to build that temple. But God judged David as if he'd already built a temple. God blessed him as if he'd actually done the job. Meanwhile, all he had was a really good intent upon his heart. And when we look into our lives and we see the things that we hear things, we see things, and we think, God, I wish things could be different. I wish I could do something, but my hands are so tired. I'm unable to do it. I will pray, but God, I want to do more. And God says, that's okay. I've got that covered. I've got somebody else in the sidelines and the wings ready to do that. Your good intention is absolutely good enough. When our intentions come from our hearts, when our intentions are the intentions that would want for God to be glorified on this earth and for his kingdom to come here, God smiles and said, it's about the heart. Your heart is good, man. Your heart is great. And you want these things as much as I want them, but don't worry about it. I got this thing covered. I have somebody else to do it. Now, don't use this as an excuse for doing nothing. If God gives you an intent and that intent turns into a vision, you know who's responsible for the vision. Probably you. And when that happens, respond to that, because God says the intention is good, and I'm going to make you the man or the woman or the boy or the girl that is going to fulfill that intention for my glory. So think about that today. Think about the fact that God is able to use your intention in a wonderful way, but God judges your intentions more sometimes than even your actions. So let's have good intentions, people. Let's make sure that God is glorified through the way we think, through the way things are done around us and in us today. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Bye.